trim tool. I'm going to go ahead and get behind here and pop this cover off. You're going to release this metal clip from the notch inside the door. I'm going to go on the inside of our door handle here. There's a little panel. On the top of that panel, there's a tiny little notch. We're going to use our pick. We're just going to get our pick in there and pop that panel off. Set that aside. There are 2 Phillips head screws here. Use our screwdriver. Go ahead and remove those 2 screws. I'm going to go ahead and grab the handle and pull this out. On the left-hand side, there's going to be the actuator rod with a plastic clip. We're going to use our needle nose pliers, and we're just going to remove that clip. I'm going to pinch it and pop that back like that. And off of the rod. Use your needle nose pliers, pull the rod up. On the other side, we have the switch. You can use our pick or you can use your finger and press down on this tab right here. Pop that off. When you remove this trim piece right here, you can use your pry tool. Get in there. I'm going to pry this out. Pop this piece right off. I'm going to remove the 2 inner Phillips head screws. There's one right here. And there's one right up front here. On the bottom side of your power window switch right here, there's a harness and a connector. We're going to press in on this little tab right here and pull the connector down and out. You're going to start by putting your fingers right behind here and gently pulling towards you. You can use your trim tool, get behind the edge of the door, working your way around. I'm just going to pop off the plastic buttons that are supporting the door panel. Let's go ahead and raise our door panel. Go ahead and separate your door panel from the vehicle and set it aside. Now when you remove your door panel, you may see a water shield like this here. Ours was hanging off, so you want to go ahead and remove it from, if you still have adhesive, remove it from the adhesive. Pull your harness through and go ahead and set that aside. With the window switch installed, we're going to go ahead and raise the glass so we can see the 2 10mm bolts here. And in here, I'm going to disconnect the harness here and move the door panel so we can work in here a little bit easier. those 2 bolts out. I'm gonna go ahead and raise our glass. You can remove the glass if you want, or if you have a way to secure the glass, you can use tape. We're just going to slide the glass right out of the door, set that aside. Let's go ahead and remove the 3 10mm bolts holding the motor. And we're going to use a pair of needle nose pliers. You can use any pliers you want. Pinch this little tab and push that in. That is a wiring harness retainer button. And we're going to come up here and we're going to release this connector here. Push on this tab. Pull this off like so. Then we'll go ahead and pull this off of the door. On the bottom here, we have 2 bolts. Remove the left bolt, loosen the right. On the top, we're going to loosen and remove. Going to reach on the inside. We're going to grab the regulator track itself that runs the length here, lift it up, work the bolts out, and work the regulator out of the door. Now remove this screw here, or bolt, and reinstall it in this bracket here. Just a few threads. And do the same for the upper one here. And get that in a few threads. I'm going to go ahead and feed the unit into the door. Line up our bolts, feed those in, and drop it down into the slots on the top and bottom here. Now we can go ahead and grab the motor up here. Gonna line up our mounting studs right here and get some bolts installed. Going to come back to the track itself behind the door here, go to the bottom. Get these bolts installed. Thread that in a little bit and get the upper one installed. I'm going to go ahead and snug these down. Tighten up the motor. And grab that wire harness. And make sure that the wire itself is not routed in the way of the window regulator itself. We have our little plastic lock button right here, or tree to actually lock into the door. So let's go ahead and get that lined up properly. Push that in. Run our wire up. get that connected. Where the old trim was right here, we go ahead and remove this. And simply use our trim tool or button remover here. Pop that off. Install our button right here. Now we're going to install our power window switch. The reason for that is that we have to operate the window regulator so that we can see the glass tracks and get our 2 bolts in here to secure the glass to the window regulator. So let's install that switch and power this up to where it needs to be. I want to get those slotted holes lined up as close to the middle as possible, make it easy for us to operate in. Disconnect the power window switch again. You can shut your key off and remove the door panel. We're going to go ahead and reinstall our glass. I'm going to lower this down. Right? So we have lowered the glass down to the point where we can see the bracket or the glass mount lining up with the hole on the regulator itself. I'm going to use our socket and extension to go ahead and feed that bolt in, get that started. Do the same for the other side over here. Let's go ahead and snug those down. I'm going to snug these down. We're going to go ahead and reinstall our water shield. Don't forget to pull your harnesses through that you'll have to reconnect after. Our factory adhesive is long gone. So at this point here, we're just going to use some tape. Doesn't have to be fancy, just holding this up and in place. We're going to feed our harnesses through our door panel. We can actually connect our window switch right now. And then pull our power door lock connector right through here. Let's go ahead and line up our door lock over here. Get the upper part of the door sill lined up. And work this down into place. Once the upper sill is in place and you have your power connector here, just going to work our way around the perimeter, getting our buttons locked in. Install our lower Phillips head screws into our door panel here. Not going to snug that one down yet. We're going to take the other one, get that one started. All right, we got them both installed. Let's go ahead and tighten those down. Let's take our trim piece. I'm going to line this up, insert the back portion, bring this around, pop that into place. You're going to take your door handle, take the rod, put that down inside the handle. I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers to go ahead and install the clip. Pop that into place. Put that in place. Take your electrical connector for your power door lock switch. Line that up. Snap that into place. I want to install the back side of the handle. There's a tab right here. Put that in. Work our door handle into place here. Line up the handle. Gonna get this screw started. Get the other screw started, and then we'll snug them both down. Take your cover here. There's two little buttons on the bottom and one on the top. Install the bottom first, and then just press on the top. Now you want to go ahead and grab your cover here. Peel it off and you're all set. Then go ahead and install our mirror cover. We have a little button on the top, a little lock tab here, and our retainer. Slide this down into place. There we have it.